You have tuned in to Live Well TV, and I am Tasha Evans. In today's broadcast, we are looking at the importance of your belief system. Let me tell you something, what's going in your mind is absolutely everything. The thoughts you think determine the quality and the direction of your life. This episode of Live Well TV starts now. We're going to talk about the importance of your belief system tonight. And some of you know my story. Some of you know me from way back when. And for this to be happening, it is so amazing. A little bit about the show and why you want to tune in every week, y'all. It's finally a show designed with you in mind. You know, to focus on the aspects of your mental health, you know, your emotional well-being, what's going on in your careers, your entrepreneur endeavors, you know, what's going on with your kids, your finances, just, and it really to help us to have a better perspective of the things that happen in life, because something's always going to happen, you know, and everybody is dealing with something. Let me say something. Okay? I mean, really, everybody is dealing with something, and life doesn't stop, you know, happening, and sometimes things can happen in our lives that can potentially keep us in a dark space, keep us in less than areas, and so, which it makes all the difference. And even for me, I look back over my life and I look back at some of the things that happened in my life, and I stayed stuck. You know, I suffered. I found myself in unhealthy relationships for too long. You know, one day is too long, but 7 years and 2 years and 5 years is surely too long. You know, and some people are still dealing with those things today, you know, so that's why we're here with Tasha Evans Live, guys, every week, is just for you to see your lives differently, for you to see your situation, and your perspective different. So, and here's the beauty. When you get a chance to, when you get connect with a different perspective, your whole life changes. You know, you gain a better outlook. You know, you're able to see past, you know, your hurt. You're able to see past the pain. You're able to see past, you know, bad credit. You're able to see past unhealthy relationships. You're able to see past the neighborhood that you know you shouldn't be living in, you know. So that's what we're doing tonight, guys, with Tasha Evans Live and with this entire platform. God has done so much in my life. I mean, and I'm sure in your life, but I'm going to tell it. Everything that he's done in my life to help me to rise from the depths of depression, low self-esteem. People are shocked to know that, but it's real, you know. Doesn't matter where you live and what you drive and what clothes you wear. So many people are suffering in silence. And I'm so happy and I'm so free to be able to share that I suffered for a long time. I used to be so embarrassed about that. I also used to be so disconnected from the fact that I was suffering. I was in such a bad state. That was my norm. And that's a sad setup when your norm is a low place, you know. So excited. So the joy that you see in the posts, you know, and with this TV production that we are bringing online, it's just a chance for people to see the awesome grace of God that is on my life. And so I put a post up today and I said, if I can do it, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm telling you, I was in the trenches of life. I shared on our first show how I almost lost my life. You know, very, in just the worst state of life of all time. Passed out at work, and I did not have a pulse. Did not have a pulse. Okay, so unhealthy, in such a poor state to where my body was breaking down. Imagine that. You know, you're just kind of going through life, you're being who everybody wants you to be, wanting to be liked, wanting to be loved, wanting to be validated, but I didn't like myself. I didn't know what love really was. You know, but God's grace, you know, saved my life, and I'm here today to tell it. So that's what the whole gist when we say Tasha Evans Live. I'll be sharing my life, you know, with the hopes that you can pick up something to apply to your life, to apply to your business, to apply to your family, so you can see your situations differently. I've shared this, all of this has happened in what seems like a short amount of time, but for a while, God has been working on me, just like he's working on you. You know, so I'm excited about y'all hearing my journey and hearing my story. But as I talk, I want you to look at your own lives. I want you to look at your own situation, look at your own finances, look at your businesses, and ask God to help you. Ask God for the wisdom. I believe that you'll get the bravery and the courage to stand on his principles. And that's what we talk about when we say break. We'll talk about that a little bit more tonight. To stand on his principles to change your life. All right? So much of that. So that's just a little bit of a gist of the who, what, and why we do what we do. Tonight we're talking about your belief system. I shared with our guests here. I will do some of the shows myself. We will have, featured guests from time to time. But I'm finally getting to the point where I'm okay with, sharing my life, sharing my story, sharing my journey, and sharing how I help people, because sometimes we're so busy doing that, helping other people, so we really don't help ourselves. And so with so many different things, shows, and we'll be on location, we'll be here in the studio, we'll be around Houston, we'll be on the outskirts of Houston and more, so we're going to bring you a lot of different exciting things. But tonight we're talking about the importance of your belief system, all right? And with that, we're going to do a comparison. We're going to look at what a strong belief system looks like versus a weaker belief system, and we're going to close it out on how to change. Now, this is not, I know sometimes you go to a show and you feel like you just have to listen, but it's a benefit of being here live in the studio with us, to where you can, I want you to know you're a part of the show. So if it's something that connects with you, we had tons of Q&A for our first show. We didn't put them on, but we'll do a few of them tonight. But if it's something that resonates, definitely let us know. But anyway, we're talking about your belief system and the importance of it. I want to start with just alarming statistics, okay? So we're looking at, let's start with the negative belief system, all right? What I do is I teach the importance of well-being. I go into organizations, ministries, and nonprofits, and I educate employees and groups on the importance of well-being. And I always want to back into the why, okay? So looking at a negative thought process or a negative belief system, what wears me out is to know that 50% of 14-year-olds contemplate taking their life or attempt suicide, let me say this, by the age of 14. 50%. 50, 50. And 75% by the time they reach age 24. So we talk about a negative belief system. So think about the thoughts these young children have. Think about the experiences that they've experienced by the age of 14. Mm-hmm. So just imagine a 7-year-old thinking of taking their life. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I was even, did I go curse? Is that a curse? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think about my life when I was, a 7-year-old. What was my life like? I'm like, if I could bike, I want to stream it all the time, I ain't stream. But thinking about, really, by the age of 14, 50% of youth have attempted suicide. Mm-hmm. Okay, 1 in 4 Americans suffer from some form of depression. So we're talking about your thought process. We're talking about what a negative belief system looks like and why it's so important to pay attention to the thoughts that we think. I always share that one thought can literally change the quality and the direction of your life. One thought can change the quality and the direction of your life. But thinking about the thought, thinking about the experiences, thinking about how life happens for all of us, and let's say the child that attempts to take their life at 12 and it doesn't happen. And so years of more experiences and hurt is compacted onto their life, and here they are, whatever age, suffering. We're talking about the importance of your belief system, okay? And so that's when I talk about well-being and why it's so important, it drives home. Even for me, I didn't contemplate taking my life, but I almost lost my life for not being mindful of the message of well-being. Nobody talked about well-being when we were coming up. Nobody talked about how you're feeling and what's your mental health and emotional well-being. Nobody talked about that, And it's all of the times, but now that we are here, and now I understand the importance of it and how God has helped to heal me, it's really become my life's purpose to help. And so looking at our beliefs, looking at what a negative thought pattern look like, that it also puts you in the spaces of insecurity, places of, you know, we talked a little bit about the unhealthy relationships. I found myself, y'all, being slapped around. Imagine that. And then broke up with and then went back. So, and think about, and I'm gonna say this, women and men. You know, I've coached some men who shared that they're in unhealthy relationships with women. Because normally we hear a lot about, you know, us, but men as well are dealing with women that are insecure, women that have been broken, women that are broken, and they do what they can to hurt other people. So when we talk about mental health, we talk about our belief system. It is so important. And so in contrast to that, we'll dig more into what negative belief system looks like, but I want to show you what a positive belief system looks like too. You know, I don't know about your life, but when I look at my life today, to even the audacity to trust God for a talk show. Y'all, I used to think I was nothing. And I know we've probably heard people say that, but really think about someone who thinks that they are nothing. Somebody that thinks that they don't matter. I'm just really surprised at even how they function as long as I did. But to look at my life now, when we talk about what a positive belief system, what that looks like and what that, it can really propel your life to amazing heights. So whoever's watching, you know, I'm grateful for our studio audience, so whether you're here, it's somebody you or you know, your life can change. I always say that, and you wonder, okay, Natasha, I hear you. How does that work? You know, I've been in this job, in this relationship, my accounts on red, all these different things. You know, how do you do that? How do we change our life? And I'll share, you know, how God helped me with mine, and I believe it'll help you with yours, and it's renewing your mind. We must renew our minds. Let me tell y'all something. We spend years buying into the junk that society says, trying to measure up to be like our best friend, Unique, and I'm so grateful for Sienna Auto. We're on the second floor of an automotive repair shop. You know what? And to God be the glory. And at first, I'm gonna tell you, at first it was kind of hard to wrap my mind around because I was like, can I say what now? Because you know, you think in your mind it's gonna be this, it's gonna be this, but it's exactly what I need for right now. You know, for God to give me the opportunity to transform this space. We don't have to break stuff down every week. You know, it's open to do whatever we need for it to do. And so I thank God for Sienna Auto. I tell you, and I want to share this too. What's so unique, on my first show, it's so funny that we're here, but 2 years ago, y'all, I quit my job and I started with a 15-minute conference call line. And so I knew nothing about social media, had never been on Facebook, y'all. I'm like, a post, what? I'm too proud, I don't want y'all in my business. You know, so I didn't know how to do it. I was like, what, I can't. And so I quit my job, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a 15-minute conference call line every Monday. We had about 50 people on the line, and I was like, okay. So I did that for about a month. And I was like, God, you know what? You can't quit your job from corporate America and hide behind a conference call line. So it was a big leap of faith to even go into social media. But I'm talking about humble beginnings and despise not the day. So a 15-minute conference call line, 24 months ago. Here we are now with our own space. Look at God. So when I say belief system, and when I say what a positive belief system looks like and how it can yield just unimaginable, you know, just whatever you can dream, y'all. But can you believe it? You know, and when it comes to you, can you hold on to it? You know, despite, do I have all the money? How's all this gonna work out? Do I have all the resources? And what about this? And how am I gonna get there? And who gonna help? Can you hold on to that? Can you trust God to stand on his principles and his promise? To renew your mind. We're talking about how to operate in a space of positive, thought patterns and a positive belief system. Mindfulness, it's work. This is not one of those days you read a scripture, I can do all things through Christ, and you close it. Girl, look, you better put that thing on your, and replay it, and replay it, because what I was sharing earlier is you have all of these years of these negative thought patterns, all these experiences, and what your mama was afraid of, and what your mama dealt with, and what you saw your aunties deal with, and what your girlfriends, because y'all were coaches when you were 8, 9, 13, 14, y'all was a therapist with your relationship. So you and then plus what you saw on TV, what I saw Olivia Pope do this, so I'm going to do this. And that's how you measure your life. And that's why our lives look like the way they did. And so when I'm talking about renewing your mind, and I'm talking about that effort, and I'm talking about that work, it took me years. Y'all, I spent about maybe 5 or 6 years no TV. I stopped listening to the radio. I controlled, let me say this, I controlled my environment. Versus, because I would wake up to certain morning programs, and then I was so connected with what was happening on TV and celebrities' lives. But if you ask me what was going on in my life, ask me why I was hurt, ask me why I was sad, ask me why my finances were a mess, ask me why my credit was jacked up. I didn't have an answer. But I could tell you what was happening on TV. Oh man, can I believe? Oh, goes out her show. I knew everything that was going on in everybody else's life. Except my own. But I took the time. It was a lot of work. And so I was talking actually with Darius earlier, and he was like, that long you didn't talk on TV, or you didn't watch TV, you didn't do this. But I got to the point where I decided I want to be all in. Yeah. Because we can have a baby toe into personal development. We can have a better baby toe into, a better you and a better life, and then those are the results too. But I was like, you know what? I can go all in for my job. I can go all in for praise. Okay? And I'm tell you something. I was like, what about Tasha? Can I go all in for me? Can I sacrifice this for a short amount of time to watch God do? Because I could feel the tug. I don't know if anybody's watching or if you've ever experienced, like, you feel like there's more to your life, or that God is doing something, but you just don't know what. And I was like, I could feel strongly that something was happening, and it's like a metamorphosis, really. And I call it, when I coach with my clients, I share it's like Tasha versus Tasha. You got the Tasha that's ready to develop, and you got the Tasha that's scared, and the Tasha that's fearful, and the Tasha that's used to running scared, and the Tasha that's used to, living on the sidelines, and the Tasha that's used to self-sabotage. That Tasha used to win. Then you have this other person that's kind of like, you say I can do all things through Christ, but can't you really? So talking about renewing your mind, the importance of standing on the Word and reading the Word to develop, so those negative thoughts can begin to diminish. And so who I am in Christ began to elevate. I began to see myself and my situations differently. And so that's what God's Word and His promises will do to your life. You see yourself different now. This is not a quick fix. I'm telling you right now with the Lord. I'm telling you, because you can say I can believe God and I trust you through all things, and the bottle will fall out at the same time. But you still have to stand on it. Even before this show, all day today, I can't tell you how much resistance. I mean, things kept happening, this and that, but so many opportunities for me to get discouraged, or for me to be worried, or for me to be like, well, God, what about this? And or are they going to make it? Are they going to show? I'm not worried about that. Right. I told Derek, if it's just me and you. Right. And if it's just me and the wall, guess what? I'm going to press play. Right. Okay? Right. Because it's not about how many people are in the space. It's not about how many likes. I can't tell you how many people get caught up on, how many likes and how many shares and how many loves and all this. Look, I post, I like it, I go about my business, okay? So much resistance today, guys. We're getting this show together, and I was just like, you know what, God? All things are working together for my good. I'm getting blow after blow, call after call, text after text, this happened and this happened. But I was like, you know what, to God be the glory. Because guess what? I still have a talk show, maybe the lights didn't happen and this didn't get hung or this or whatever that things you're trying to do, but look at, you woke up well, you ate well today, being grateful and mindful in all things. Things are gonna line up and things are gonna do what they're supposed to, but you're also gonna have moments where things are just they're gonna try you. Okay? So we've been talking about your belief system, looking at, we touched on a negative belief system, we touched a little bit on a positive, we looked at a little bit of how you can, trust God to manifest change in our lives. And so I know I've talked a lot. I wanted to ask y'all any comments. But I am so grateful for this journey. Is it easy? It's all about your perspective. Let me say this, it's a lot of work. Okay.
Yes, I do have a question. How do you decipher what is a good and bad belief system, and what things that you've been brought up to believe that are not really good? I think that, the things that we are accustomed to thinking, or that we were taught by our families, or
Yes.
whatever the case is, we just take it and we just put it in the good bucket.
Yeah.
I think we automatically just do that. Well,
Yeah.
Mama said this, or Auntie said this, so it must be good.
Right.
But how do you know when it's really not?
Right. I think that's kind of what we talked about earlier, backing into what truth is. How does this, a lot of things that, like you said, we picked up from our family members along the way, but how does this help strengthen you mentally? Does this thing help strengthen you emotionally? How does this apply to what the Word of God says for your life? Because maybe what worked for Aunt Pam won't work for you. And being okay with that. And also being okay with the fact that that's Aunt Pam's life. And the truth is, if we're really honest, it probably doesn't work for Aunt Pam. But she just rolled with it,
Right.
But that's what helps me is, does it bring me peace? If something separates me from my peace, whether it's an experience, whether it's an opportunity, and that's not for me. And it took me a while to get the courage or to be brave enough to say, you know what, this don't feel right.
Yeah.
This doesn't sit well with my spirit, because guess what? The Spirit is always talking to us. But are you in tune enough to listen? Can you get quiet long enough to listen? Or do you, how do I want to say this? Because this is me all day long. Like I hear something, but either my ego or my pride was speaking louder to where I want to yield that way. But now getting to the place where I'm like, you know what, God, I hear you. If this is going to separate me from my peace, this situation is not for me. And then connected with what the Word of God has for my life. So that's one way that God has helped me get things.
Talk about, I think it's very important, because talk about how it is so important, it's so important to focus on your language.
Oh.
Because Tasha, we know, yes, we can quote the scriptures, and I'm a believer too, I love God. But you have so many people who will say, God, you told me to do this, but where is the prosperity? But we look over there.
Yeah.
And whether they're doing what the world wants or what God wants. God, why are you blessing them and you're not? And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So many people. But talk about how we have to stay in our lane, because it is important that we understand everybody's process is different.
Absolutely.
And some of us are fighters, and he
Yeah.
knows it's in us. And he's going to make us work harder for it, where that person over there may have needed a big blessing to get them pushed out there. We're all made different. So talk about, we've got to focus on our lane and stay in our lane.
So one of the questions that you guys didn't hear is the importance of why it's so important to stay in our lane. Did I get it right? No? Did I get it right? Would you say why it's so important to stay in our lane?
Yes, stay in your lane. Focus on your lane. The blessings he has for them, he has for them. But yours is just, you have to be patient in your process.
Yes. So the question is, or the comment is, speaking on why is it important for us to stay in our lane? Why is it so important for us to be mindful of what's happening in our lives versus what's happening in other people's lives. I love that. Because social media is a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. But it also can create these nuances and these insecurities in people's lives. Into where you want to be caught up with what you see on her timeline or his timeline or what's happening in their life, and that moment of why isn't it happening for me? And so what helps me and what I believe will help you is knowing that you're enough. See, because when we operate from a space of lack or want or comparison and hoping that my life looks like hers, you know, you will always find yourself trying to plug in and fill these holes, and you want your life to look like this. And so you got to be careful too. Wisdom will let you know that these people, they may have bright lights and shiny things going on, but we all have a story.
Yes.
And we all have a journey. They may not share theirs. You may never ever see what their life really looks like. But know that they have a story. And also be mindful, this is just social media posting. We don't even know how much of this stuff is actually true, but let's say it is true.
Yeah.
Celebrate them.
Yeah.
Celebrate their victories. You know, we should be excited about what's happening in our friends and loved ones and our brothers and sisters' lives. You know, because that's a space of gratitude. So a few key things. So you asked what you should do. I say keep an open mind. Be mindful of, number one, everybody got something going on, you know, in their lives. Be grateful for what's happening in somebody's life, because guess what? We reap what we sow. And that's just not $1, okay? You reap wonderful, loving thoughts, you know, how you can help someone else, you will get that back into your life. Okay? And so, and just being content with what you have. Contentment is huge. You know, I love it because I lived in a space at one time where I was jealous or wanting what her shoes or her handbags or, you know, all these different things. But that's all in time and its growth and its maturity and knowing who you are and being content with where you are at this time in your life. You know, because guess what? For every high, we all have about 10 more lows, you know? And then, you know, it's just the cycle of life, you know? So that's what I would share with someone, being content, being grateful, learning to celebrate other people. And because when you're not, that exposes your hurt, that exposes space where, you know, maybe some insecurities that you might have, you know, look at it from that perspective. And so, because in this whole well-being space, you know, our actions and our behaviors, our thoughts and what we express, it lets me know where you are. Mentally and emotionally. Your reaction lets me know, hey, and you know what, it used to kind of would hurt my feelings when you find out, you know, something about different people. But now, God has helped me to understand that, you know, if someone lashes out for whatever reason, bless their heart. You know, if someone's hurting or if someone is exposed that way, it's coming from a place of hurt. So, but y'all, we're going to tune out, you know, for our broadcast. I appreciate just the love and the feedback. We're going to continue educating on the importance of well-being. We're going to continue just pushing the importance of you living a healthy, whole life. Because it shows up in every aspect of your life. And that's what we want. You know, the realness of being able to sleep well at night and to experience great relationships and just to even get to a place where we, you know, it's one thing to be in a sad space and it's a blessing to get out, but we don't want to just exist. You know, with this whole Tom Sharon's Live, with this movement, with this brave movement, it's an opportunity for all of us to thrive and to connect in our purpose. And so excited, y'all. We'll talk more about Brave on our next show. This is what God has given me. I'm so grateful. This is amazing. You're looking at a woman who has gone from the trenches to like releasing an apparel line. What? And that's lovely. You know, I'm so excited about that. But look at your life. Look at what can manifest. You know, if you can trust, if you can do the work, Commit to doing the work. So there's a prayer line I want to hit on briefly as we wrap up. It's rolling out and it's called Brave. And what I love about Brave, y'all, because first I was like, okay, God, now how do we, you know what? But what God has shown me that Brave doesn't mean that you have it all together. Brave doesn't mean that you have all the money. Brave doesn't mean that you have all the answers. Brave doesn't mean that you have all the resources. But brave doesn't mean that you are in a space to where you can trust. Brave does mean you're in a space to where you're ready to grow. You know, where you're ready to commit to doing more. I'll go to church on y'all, but but brave is the courage, you know, to trust God, to write those books and to go back to school and to develop those business or to advance in your careers or to commit to being a better you, to get into a healthier weight, you know, all of those things. So that's what we talk about when we say being brave. And so I am so excited and I'm so grateful, y'all. We're going to close